just sit at the side of the road, take herself a little break for a minute, and come and join us. So when she's here, I will let her in. All right. So I see that Joe and Melly have been having a little conversation back there about Nicholas Sparks and all that stuff. And Robert's here. Hi, Robert. You had to actually put it down and walk away from it. Well, that's why I always have more than one book at the same time, because I read this one for a little while and then I read my chapters and whatnot, and I just put it aside and I read something else. Yep, that's what I do. Hi, Karen and Sylvia. Who else is here? Sue is here. And Karen is here. Just getting into the book and you had to stop. I know. That's part of the fun of it, though, isn't it? Natalie's here. Hi, Natalie. I think that's all we got right now, isn't it? I think. Anyhow, no Brandy yet. Who am I going to talk to, you guys? Who am I going to talk to? No. Hopefully she figures this out. I don't know. Let me see. I could text her, but that might just mess her up. I don't know. Anyhow, we'll just carry on. We'll carry on. Okay. Oh, you're new to the book club. Welcome, Marilyn. Welcome. Their first time here. This is a good one to come in on, right? It's a good one to come in on. And Jeanette's here. Hi, Jeanette. So yeah, let's talk about it for a second. All right. So let me just say, when I read the little synopsis of the book, here's what I knew. Okay. I knew the girl was a travel photographer. I knew that she had some health situation happen to her and she was going to need some help. So I thought, she's going to get this assistant. Maybe she broke a leg. Maybe I don't know. Okay. I didn't realize, I did not know, it did not say that this was the situation. Okay? It didn't say. Anyhow, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. And so we find out very, very early on in the book that her health situation, it's terminal. Like she's dying of cancer. Yeah. Hi, Gail. When I read that, I was like, oh, really? Oh. I was like, okay, this is going to be tough. I think it's going to be tough, right? Yeah, just because of my personal situation and things like that, And then here I am, I'm talking to Sue, and Sue's like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to like this book. Brandy, whose husband had cancer, she's like, oh, everything's just hitting home. And I'm like, yeah. Okay, right. So, heavy topics right off the bat. You got it. I know. So here's what I do like. Okay, what I do like is that it's not just completely her and dealing with dying, right? Because, we know that's what's going to happen. We already know that right from the get-go. So, I'm certain she's going to die in the book, right? It's going to happen. But I like how they are going back, okay? You're right. Thought she was going to get better? Yeah, I know, right? So I like how they're going back in time, back to her life when she was young and what we have learned about her so far. And that I think it's going to do this flip back and forth thing, past, present, past, present. So it's not going to be just one solid, all my feelings about my life and what's going on as I'm dying and just blah, 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 all of that, right? We're going back and we're getting a whole backstory now. So I'm happy about that because that adds a whole nother element to it, right? And I think it's going to make the whole thing a little easier maybe to deal with. Anyhow, what do you guys think? I know. It's just, wow. Okay. So I thought it was interesting um, how the assistant came in, young guy, right? Young guy, very just polite and appropriate and businesslike. Oh, she's trying, but her internet or mobile data is not letting her. All right, there we go. There's Brandy. um, so, um, yeah, he just comes in very appropriately. He doesn't question her. He doesn't push anything. He's there to do his job and do a good job, right? Um, yeah, you better get the book and catch up. There you go. Yep, don't get any spoilers. That's right. Don't get any spoilers yet. Yes, tough subjects, Melly. Exactly. Um, yeah. I, and so now we go back into her past, right? We go back into her past and um, we find out that she had this one night stand with this guy. She's pregnant. And now she's sent to her aunt's house, sent off to her aunt's house to have the baby. Don't want anybody to know. Got to keep it quiet. Got to keep it secret, you know? Do you think it might be her child? There is that thought, right? There is that, yeah, I don't know. Is he young enough to be her child? I don't know if he is or not. So, true. What is the significance? You believe Mark is her son, but isn't telling her. It's possible. I don't know. I didn't pick up on the age situation. Is she that much older? I don't know. But it's possible. It certainly is possible, you know. I guess we will find out. And her wish is to meet her son. Right. Well, I wasn't certain if it was definitely about her son or because we don't even know if she has a boy yet. She's just pregnant right now. We don't even know yet. But I didn't know if it was going to be about the child or if it was going to be about the past love of her life that she lost. Because there's also this other guy now that's coming into the picture, you know, going to tutor her and all that, right? So, you know, who's 37? She's 37. See, I don't know. I don't know how the ages work out. I just don't know. You thought she was in her 30s. So then he couldn't be her child because he's like young 20s, right? I don't know, Joe. I mean, Joe, we know that we have read enough Nicholas Sparks to know that there's always a twist. And I don't think that just her dying of cancer, that's not the twist. I mean, they threw that right out there at the beginning. And I was like, whoa, hang on, wait. Okay, I didn't think she was going to die, right? But definitely the rest of the story is going to be about whatever happened in her past, clearing it up. Maybe is it Bryce? The Bryce guy? Yeah, she was young. She was definitely young. So, I mean, if she was 16, I don't know. Maybe Marilyn, maybe both things happen. But I think that definitely she's at this point where knowing that she's dying and she wants to, you know, revisit. Because he's asked her, he's like, well, why didn't you get married? You know, and she's like, well, you know, it didn't work out well, you know. So something happens. I think maybe Bryce is the love of her life kind of story. And for some reason it didn't work out. I don't know. So there's a lot we need to learn still, right? There's a lot we need to learn. But yeah, interesting. So we got guesses all over the board. Some people think she's in her 50s. Some people think she's in her 30s. I don't know if we have that information. Did it even tell us? I don't know. I don't know if it even mentioned it in here for sure, how old she is. Yeah, Mark is young. That I know. Mark is young. So if he's 22 and she had him when she was 16, That puts her, almost 40. Wow, that seems so young, right? 22 and 16 is 38. That makes her really young, doesn't it? Yeah. So I don't know. It's possible. It's definitely possible. Um, I don't think anything will happen with the father of the child because, I mean, it doesn't sound like he ever knew. And so he's just really out of the picture. Um, that would be kind of weird if he just popped up all of a sudden, right? Hey, and how would he know? She never told him. Um, unless her present self tries to find him. I don't know. There's just a lot going on and a lot we don't know. Should have taken notes. Exactly, Melly, right? I feel like that often. I forget or I didn't think of something. Things I want to talk about. I need to just write notes down, right? Anyhow, yeah. So, wow. Okay. This is harder to do without somebody to talk to. It definitely is harder to do without somebody to talk to. I definitely think it's going to have to deal with Bryce for sure because, he's there. He's going to tutor her. I think there's a relationship there. So maybe they fall in love. I mean, he's going to know she's pregnant. She has a baby, right? He's a little bit older than her. Not much, just a little bit older than her. But I definitely think there's something going on with that. Sue, you say she's 39. Where'd you see 39? Did it say that somewhere? Did you go back and look? I don't know. But so if she's 39, then the age would work out, right? That would work out. Anyhow. So yeah. I know that the next chapter or it's not chapters, there's no chapters. The next section goes back to her present time back in New York. And that all takes place around Christmas. That doesn't last a long time in, months or anything. It's all around Christmas. And I think she's not going to live very long. I don't know. But hope long enough to tell her story and maybe take care of some unfinished business that she's got from her past. The book is in 2019. Oh, well, Sue just did some math, didn't you? Yes, current time is 2019. Yeah. And yeah, 1995. 1995 is when she starts talking about it. Yeah, pretty good deduction there, I guess. So, yeah. Oh, yes. If anybody is reading their book on Kindle, Brandy and I checked in with each other. Like I have the physical book and she was reading it on Kindle and her page number, the Nutcracker started on page 85. So if you're reading it on Kindle, I can tell you page numbers and you'll be at the same place according to page. All right. In 1996 was when she was 16 and she was sent away. There you go. All right. Robert says, hi, Miss Giggles. I know she's not here to giggle tonight, is she, Robert? It's pretty quiet here. Pretty quiet here with just me. So, any thoughts? I mean, how are you going to handle it? I mean, I know that it's going to be probably emotional for me. It depends, I guess, on how much they talk about her dying. And, if they talk about the decline a lot, I don't know. Yeah. So far I'm okay. I mean, I know she's going to die. Somebody asked me, who asked me? They said, well, as long as the dog doesn't die. And I'm like, Yeah, I don't think there's a dog. I don't know. But, this is true to Nicholas Sparks, right? There's always something. There's always, you know, there are a few of his books that you get the ending you want, you get that happy ending, things work out, after whatever happens, they have to sort it out and it works out, right? But most of the time, there's that little, there's that kicker in there that gets you. Somebody dies in the end, or they, oh, he does have a dog. That's right, Sue. He's got a dog. He's training a dog. That's right. No, okay, we're not going to think about the dog dying. No. Oh, boy. Right. That's not going to happen. Just have faith. Have faith. The dog's going to be fine. But yeah, most of them have some kicker in them, the love interest dies, or which one is it that the girl we already know is dying from cancer, and she has a relationship with the guy, and he, yeah, it's the way it is. We all have a history, a backstory. You'll just have your tissues ready. There you go. The illness isn't going to be the main story. You're right. Until we get to the end. Exactly. Because otherwise it would just be a story of somebody's dying and we just read about what they go through as they die, right? And that's not a typical Nicholas Sparks. There's going to be a lot of stuff that happens. There's going to be a lot more stuff that happens. Maybe the child, the baby, the kid, maybe something with Mark, definitely something with Bryce. I wouldn't be surprised if the baby's dad makes an appearance of some sort. I wouldn't be surprised, but anyhow. You get hungry every time the ants are talking about biscuits. The ants are interesting. They're very interesting. Yeah, the main story is her on the island, her past, when she had the baby, that stuff. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, maybe Deborah, nuns, right? Nuns, exactly. A Walk to Remember. That's what I thought it was, Gail. Walk to Remember. She has cancer, and they get married even, I think, the young couple, and yeah, because he marries her before she dies, I think, something like that. But yeah. So they're very interesting, Her aunt is just kind of like, it seemed kind of gruff at first, like, do this, do that, make sure you clean this up. You didn't do that. You didn't do that. And now she's kind of mellowing out a little bit. So I don't know, but she's totally miserable. She is totally miserable. It's bad enough that she got sent away from her family, her home, her friends, sent to this godforsaken place that's not even, remotely like fun, not remotely fun. And she's miserable. She doesn't want to go anywhere. She doesn't want to do anything. She's just staying in that room. Wow. Right? There might be, Marilyn, that wouldn't be surprising that there's more storyline with the aunt even. That's not surprising. Something had to make her cranky like she is. She seems cranky, But man, I just kind of get mad at her parents. I'm just, it's not like we're talking back in the 1940s or the 1950s or anything, right? Wasn't that long ago. It was 95, right? Is that what we said, 95 or 96? It's not like this was prehistoric times or something. Why do they have to be that way? Anyhow, I don't know. My grandma, 83 years ago, back in the 30s, my grandma got pregnant with my mom. And she was sent off to a home for unwed mothers. My grandma, with my mother. And my grandma was going to give my mom away. It was what was going to happen. She went away. She went to this home. She was going to give my mom up for adoption until Grandpa found out. And Grandpa learned what was going to happen. My grandpa was married to someone else at the time. I know, right? I talk about my grandma a lot. If you watch my Whip and Chat tomorrow, I talk about my grandma a lot in that. But yeah, she was going to go have the baby away from everybody so nobody would know. And then my grandpa found out, and he was like, no, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to lose my child. He said, I'm going to adopt her. I'm going to adopt that baby. You're not going to give it away to anybody. I'm adopting it. And he did. That's what he did. He adopted my mom, right? And then he divorced his wife and married my grandma. So it's an interesting story. It's made a weird situation for my mom. My mom never really had a birth certificate, and I don't know why that is. And all she's had for many years is a piece of paper that says my grandpa adopted her. And now that she's got some legal things she's trying to take care of. I don't know how she got like a social security number. I don't know how she got jobs. I don't know. I don't know how any of that happened without having a birth certificate. A few years back, she tried to get a birth certificate and was told she couldn't because of the adoption and her records were sealed. But she recently tried again, and she thought she was going to have to go through probate and everything. And they didn't do that. They've helped her. They're getting her birth certificate. They were able to unseal the records because, I mean, everybody involved is dead. You know, my grandma and my grandpa are gone. So, yeah, she's in the process now of being able to get her birth certificate. But isn't that interesting? Right. Everybody has some connection. Exactly, Marilyn. Good, not good. I know. There's something that, yeah, it's personal for us, right? It's personal. So, yeah. Interesting. I was not expecting this. I'll just say I was not expecting this, but here we are. Here we are, right? And you've got to hand it to him as an author to be able to do these twists and turns, and flip a story up on its head like this. I mean, yeah, he's got a storyline. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, he probably has like some story map, and his story map goes this way, and this comes in here. You know what I mean? All interconnected and all these different angles and stuff, and like a tangled web, He's good at creating a tangled web, but whew, yeah. So it might be a difficult one. I don't think it'll be as difficult maybe as A Walk to Remember, or can you read Marley and Me? Can anybody read Marley and Me? If you don't know Marley and Me, it's the dog. The dog dies. Yeah. Marley and Me will, oh my gosh, I just can't do it. I can't do it, right? The heartstrings, I know. I just bawled. I watched the movie. I bawled through Marley and Me and just cried my eyes out. Or how about Beaches? Beaches, Yeah. Anyhow, I have worked out through the next reading. It's about another 80 pages or more. Yeah. How was that, Sue? Wasn't Marley and Me a lot of fun? And it goes to the Christmas tree. All right, I'll show you the Christmas tree. And that starts on page 168. So we will stop at page 167. All right, 167 is where we will stop. And that's at the end of that section. All right. I know, Melly, right? My dog Skip. Oh my gosh, bald. I know, bald and bald for weeks over Marley, right? Oh my gosh. So I'm sure there might be some tears in this one. I'm just gonna think there might be. So everybody get that? Read through 167. Stop when you get to the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree. Stop when you get there. Okay. Yep, Sylvia, stop when you get to the Christmas tree. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is interesting. I always like to read a little spoiler at the end here. And it's her and Bryce again. He says, "You're thinking about something," Bryce stated, "and I felt my thoughts drift away like vapor, leaving only one single idea." "Yeah," I said I was. "Do you care to share?" I glanced down at the photograph he'd given me before finally turning to meet his gaze. "Do you think you could teach me photography?" Hmm. There you go. Huh. So that's how she learns photography, apparently. Bryce. I told you, Bryce is going to be important. Bryce is an important part of the story. All right. Okay. Any last thoughts? Anything anybody else wants to add? Any conclusions? Predictions? What do you got? Let's see. Anybody have anything to say? No? Bryce, the man. Right. Marilyn's just like, hmm. I know. It'll be interesting. So we're here together. We're doing this together. We can do this. We can support each other. Right. I know so many different things could happen, Marilyn. It could go all kinds of different ways, right? But we're going to do this. We'll do it. We'll get through it. And my hope is that there will be some comfort, some insight to maybe help us, through some of those tough times. That's my hope. All right. Okay. I am going to let you guys go. And Brandy, if you're still there, safe travels. Drive carefully. Sorry you couldn't get online and be with us. Yeah, compare this to the cupcake story. Well, okay. Writing, oh my gosh. The cupcake story was terrible. It was poorly written. This is written well. Okay, so there's that. There's that. Yeah. I would rather read something that's going to be difficult. And that makes it good, though. I mean, it makes it a good book. It's difficult to read, but it makes it really good. I'd much rather read something that's going to get me emotional than something that I go, what the hell just happened there? That was the cupcake story. I was like, what just happened? I don't even know how that whole thing finished up. No clue. So I'll take this any day over, the cupcake murder. All right. Time for me to go and make some dinner and maybe get in a walk before it gets dark. All right. Okay. I will see all of you next week, and we'll see what develops in the next few pages. All right. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye, everybody.